Hey, is Rocket Racing dead? Well, with this latest patch bringing out speedrun trials now, Rocket Racing might honestly finally be dead for Unreal players at least, but wait times before this patch, they were already horrible. Like, you could ask any Unreal player out there in the top 500 probably what is the hardest part about advancing up in the ranks, and 90% of them are going to say it's the queue times. I mean, before this patch, the wait times were at peak hours, could run 10 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how many people in Unreal are actually online. And if you were really lucky, you could party up with 2, 3 people, and you'd find a game in 5 to 6 minutes if you were lucky. Sometimes less, but that was very, very rare. So late night, non-peak times, you're gonna have an hour, 2 hour wait times normal, just normal. I mean, I'd be sitting around watching anime or something like that, smoking my bong, chilling, kick back in my chair, half asleep, not even paying attention. All of a sudden, boom, you see your game start loading. Race starts loading. You gotta jump up, start trying to just get ready to do the race. I mean, it just takes so damn long. But now with the speedrun mode, it's given all of us Unreal players shorter wait times, right? Instead of waiting 30 minutes for a game, now you can only wait 2 or 3 seconds for a game, right? Nah, 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 no, 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 no. That's completely wrong. So these new speedrun maps, first of all, they're horrible. They suck. They're not even the actual maps that you're going to be racing on whatsoever. They just took 30-second portions of maps that are already out there, threw in a whole bunch of lava pillars, random lava balls into the air, changed up where all the obstacles are at, and for some reason added the rift teleportations from Battle Royale into this mode that have not been a part of this game at all. And I think they just did that to skip even larger portions of the map, which is very weird since speed runs are for the entire lap, but whatever. So even with that, they changed all that stuff up. So even take away the fact that the actual speedrun maps have barely anything to do with the real maps. The bigger issue here is that it's turning 30 to 40 minute wait times, which were already horrible for this game, into never finding a game. I mean, look at me right now as I'm sitting here doing this. I'm at 50-minute wait time. There's 10,000 people, 9.6 thousand players in Rocket Racing. Quote unquote peak time. Peak times used to be a lot bigger. But anyway, I'll get into that in a minute. So, since this update, okay, so let's put it like this. I was ranked 184 in the world, right? I downloaded the update as soon as possible. Right after the thing came out, the patch was ready to download, downloaded it, hopped back onto the game, only to find nothing. Just crickets. No game modes. No people playing. No nothing. I mean, speedrun modes, obviously I could find. Battle Royale, all that, sure. Rocket Racing, nothing. That's alright. So, since the actual patches came out with the speedrun, I have found 0 games. Not one single game. Through, this is now over a day since the patch has been out, and I have found 0 Unreal ranked games. So, sadly enough, in Fortnite, when you're up here in the high levels of Unreal, your rank will degrade if you're not playing. You gotta play to keep your rank going up, or you'll lose. So I was at 184 before this patch started. I was literally racing current races, and then all of a sudden I couldn't find games. Oh, patch is coming out. So let's see. Since I found no games, I am now ranked 204 in the world. So I've lost 20 ranks for nothing because I am sitting here searching and searching and searching for a game, and I can't find one. But, that seems like that's the new normal now, since this new patch. That you're just going to sit here with an infinite amount of wait time and never find one. Because all of the top racers in the world, the 200, 300, 400, the top 500 people, they know you have long wait times. So a lot of these people are just going, instead of waiting 10, 15 minutes for a game, I'll just do speedruns over and over and over and over and over again on this new map. Well, that's cool for them to do these little 30-second speedruns over and over and over again, but that's the actual game mode that they are trying to make bigger. The one that they said they want to grow, the Rocket Racer community, they want to make that thing bigger. Well, it was at 15 to 18,000 players peak hours. This is peak hours right now. Like I said, we are at 9,600. 9,600 people playing Rocket Racing. The day after a patch that's supposed to bring in new players. How can a game mode separate from another mode bring in more players? Rocket Racing and the speedrun are 2 separate modes. They're different. They're not even the same thing. Like, I don't understand how they assume more people are going to be playing Rocket Racing by bringing in another game mode. But even then, it's like you're gonna have these lower level. Another downside to this, you're gonna have these lower levels that might see this and go, "Hey, I can try these speedrun maps. I can learn this map. I'll do it 100 times. Learn how to do this little portion in 30 seconds, and I'm gonna be able to make Unreal rank." But that's not even the case because these speedrun maps aren't even the actual maps that you're gonna be racing on. They're changed up, they're altered, there are teleportation devices in them, there's new forced routes that you have to go. Like, I don't know. The whole thing is just, it's kind of insane to me. But like I said, I don't want to just ramble on and on and on about the same thing, but how this is just gonna, it's killing the numbers in the game. But the main thing I want to ask, the main thing I want to say about this patch is just why. Like, why now? Why, when you're trying to say that you want to bring in more rocket racers, are you going to bring in a separate game mode to break apart even more numbers? I mean, I can cancel it right now. Let's see, 54-minute wait time is what I was at. Let's see how many people are doing speedruns right now. Look at that, 1,600 people on speedruns. 1,600 people you took away from rocket racing to go do a separate game mode. That doesn't sound like that's going to make games any quicker to find. But it's like, instead of doing this, they could have done other things. You could have worked on fixing the bugs in the games, the problems that you're currently having with the game. Like, say you have two people that are jumping at a green boost pad at the same time. One person's going to just jump up into the air and then go right back down to the ground. Nothing's going to happen. While the other person is going to jump straight at the boost pad, get the boost, and fly off. Because since they both did it at the same time, it's only going to give it to the person that has the better internet connection. That split second better connection that got them that. Or even like the drift jumping, okay? If I start a drift and I jump up into the air carrying my drift, carry it past 2 or 3 obstacles, and then I land down onto the ground, continue my drift, and as I'm drifting along, my back right tire bumps into the wall. Okay? Yeah, that should slow me down a little bit, but instead what it does, it'll take your speed down to about 400 miles per hour, kilometers per hour. And then you slowly just go back up to 570. It never gives you the boost for your drift. It's like that entire drift was just wasted for no reason because I slightly bumped into a wall. Like, or even the command issue, where like if you hit down and square, these are PlayStation controls by the way, if you hit down and square and you try to jump down while you're in air, there are times when you will go straight up. Or if you go right and square, you will go straight left. Now, I understand there's times when I could possibly be hitting down and go left because those are pretty close, but not up. If I'm hitting down square, for some reason, I really doubt that I'm accidentally hitting up. The opposite freaking way. But anyway, I mean, just why not fix all the current issues and bugs with this game mode? Grow the actual game mode. Grow the player base of Rocket Racing like they wanted to, and then come up with a secondary game mode like speedruns. But I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. But overall, unless something's done with the wait times for the Unreal players, then I honestly think that, as far as it is for Unreal players at least, the game mode's going to be dead in the water within 2-3 weeks, tops.